BTF for T3 Live, and if it's Tuesday, it's the Wheels in Motion show. However, the problemo is that the reason we do it on Tuesdays is because we want to see follow through from a Monday through Tuesday, because if you're going to be up 5 days in a row, you're going to be up two first. And the problem with like guys calling stuff on Mondays or whatever over the weekend is that you want to have initial move, and then when people say turnaround Tuesday, that happens all the time. There's turnaround second hour. There's turnaround second week of the month. There's everything is confirmed or negated, right? So all we have is the initial push of the week. So that's a bit of an issue here. So if we go to the S&P SPY, what we know about almost everything is the monthlies. A lot of things are inside month and up and green and almost getting outside of here. See, so but we're starting a new week. So do we have a reversal? We don't. Now, what would a reversal look like if the SPY was actually going to start reversing and going lower, at least somewhat significantly outside of, short-term stuff? So first, in order to have an outside bar, you'd have to get back into this range, right? So the high of that is 277.41, right? So if you're above that, no reversal. If you're down that, then we can start to talk. For continuity, the opening of the week is 276.48. That would give you the potential outside bar, and that would change continuity to the downside. You're not going to change the monthly, but you could have control of the week, the day, and the 60, which would be enough. So that's what we'd be looking for. So at the end of the day, you got a nice little triangle of the at. The 15er goes up and then comes out, stops them out a little bit. Q's is a little bit more severe, if you could call it that. Here, boom, 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 boom. And, for using the 60s when you're scalping and stuff like that, here you did get your 2 up, 2-2 reversal, shooter down, like so. And so, I mean, what are you going to make on that, really? And so the same thing, if we go to QQQ, we'll just go through these levels for potential threes on the weeks. So what would that look like if it's going to go down? First of all, back into the last week's range, 172.56. So we close, you're back into that. So now the continuity level, the opening was 171.39. All right, so you'd have to take that. Diamonds, high of last week, 258.68. You're above that continuity level, 257.96 in small cappers. High of last week, 150. Oh, my glasses. 156.24. In the opening, 155.55. So those are going to be your levels for that if we are going to really, turn around here, or at least attempt to. Those levels are going to be key going forward for the rest of the week. Another thing that's because we have a short week, that you have a higher probability of inside weeks because you don't have as much time. Why that might not occur now is because we're right near the old highs. And so like today, all we had to do is tick up a little bit. And so another thing we'll look for is not only those levels, but do you get reversals on the daily? So do we take out today's lows? 2-2 reversal in IWM, diamonds, Qs. All right, and so Qs a little closer than well, not as much because it closed up here, but 2-2 would have to be down here, and SPY would have to be down here. So as much as people are looking and looking and looking, that stuff has to occur. There's no two ways about it. So what we do have is gold, and gold popping, and gold. Let me get my thing here. And gold doing this monthly that we've been watching forever, and some friends of mine were posting gold charts of what does it look like this, does it look like that, with question marks. One thing I'm never going to put on one of my charts is a question mark. It looks like this. Right? Straight up. It went inside month to the upside, 2 1 2 2 2, looking to gun through this stuff. And here's your greater broadening formation. Gold's still going. On the weekly, it does this, the 1 3 2. These revert into a 1 because they were stuck in here, and it gaps up. So you got some exhaustion risk on the gap, but it holds the gap and goes higher. So that would have to continuity change. You'd have to change that first of all, which you're not doing. So you can look at usual suspects. Who do we like the best? JDST. Why? Because it's a decaying puker. It's a Direxian decayer. You can always tell the decayer when you go to the monthly chart and you can't see anything. That tells you that this thing decays. All right, and so that would be your selection for the short side with gold holding up. You've also got GDXJ and all the other suspects, and GDXJ coming up through here. And you can see when you ever have these tight ranges like here, like this stuff, it's like you're looking to come back through it on a try, and it's doing that right now. So we'll see how that goes, because silver's still inside month, right? But you can see how this tight range was an inside year, if you recall that. Trying to come back up on that. And weekly, there you go, ERevStrat weekly silver, and like little guy CDE. Here's a 2-week inside pattern. We'll see what comes of that if those stay up, and you can go through the gold names, what have you. We also had Bitcoin on the rally coming up through 4,000, and that gets all them blockchain boys all fired up. Riot blockchain goes up and then repukes. But it was nice in the morning. And you think, get your 30. And here's how you get things on both ways. And this 30 here, inside 30 and up, 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 up. And as it gets up into here, then you can follow with your 60 and go, yay. No, I'm out. Boom, reverse. If you want. Overstock was nice here too. And overstock gives you this. Riot blockchain actually is month and upper here too, but Riot gives you this, or the overstock gives you this inside month to the upside. Also inside week continuation to the upside. You're just going straight into the high, so it's not a reversal, it's a continuation. Like this is a reversal. 2 up, 2 down, boom, reversing back up. So you've got that risk, and it went also inside day to the upside, so you just go into slight higher highs. And on the, here's you go. The 2 up, the 1, 2, right there on the 30. And then you could ride that all you want and look at the 60 and say, I'm going to hold that until 60 makes a lower low. Doesn't do it. So a lot of ways in that. So overstock kind of sitting there on the move. CCL, not too exciting, but you do have inside week and up. You can watch that with RCL, your cruise lines trying to do that. It's like I said, it's a first day of the week, and so we've got a lot of questions to be answered. So, you know, a lot of people come in on like the first day of the week, and usually it's Monday, obviously, and they've got all this research, and they're all fired up, and that's when I usually say pull back, all right? And if sometimes we get a simultaneous break on a Monday, but if we don't, we gain more information as time goes by, right? Because there's more of this stuff going on, all right? And so that's why Wheels of Motion is on a Tuesday night, because if you're going to be up 5 days, you're going to be up 2 first. First day, that's the first punch, right? And that's why the turnaround Tuesday can happen. There's your first punch, not hard enough, and they reverse it back. So that's what's going on here. You got crude oil, crude, the 1.3 trying to go 3.2 on the US UCO above 1924. You're there. So we'll see if that can get these oils going. Slumberjay trying to wake up out of the inside week. Your OIH trying to wake up out of that, but we'll see how that goes. You know, like, these oils have been sluggish, and you've got EPC got some of this triangle stuff down in here, trying to get back through that, and APA actually comes back up and triangles them out through here. So a lot of this stuff still real tight triangle business that you know, you might have your scalps here and there, but we like them big chunkers when they really move. And you know, in this environment, that's why we're staying on a lot of the gaps and stuff like that the best we can. Cardinal Health, outside day here, and this is a weekly try. We've been watching this for a while, and so here's your big weekly try. High of this would be our target above 58.31. So like I said, not a big move, but it was led by the inside month to the upside. And so when we saw that, you can see this on the monthly is what the weekly looks like here. So you can jump the gun on that and be like, ooh, inside month and up. If I'm right, we're going to go up and take this stuff out and climb up the wall of worry, which it has done. UTEX, this is in the weekend video, a lot of stuff in my weekend video, and UTEX still climbing this wall of worry. And if you look at this on the monthly, you're going to see this. Take them out, take them out. and then the slow march higher. It's a lot of this stuff, and a lot of this stuff, unfortunately, with the VIX this low, is more swing trade or what have you, position trading, because day trading in some of this stuff, it's such a grind that it's almost not worth it. And on the coaching sessions on Thursday, I show people how that even when it's really slow and it's grinding, some people think, well, you can't trade a 1 minute and a 3 minute and a 5 minute when it's this slow. I'm like, you have to, because you have to come off the bottom of really tight ranges. If you keep buying into new highs, you're going to keep getting stopped out. But that'll be Thursday. Anyway, so UTEX, you can always watch that with like Lockheed Martin and your General Dynamics. And you can see there's just stock in here. Just come on. This multi-inside weak pattern for that kind of stuff. Let's see here. EXPE, a little interesting here. EXPE, trying to go 1 bar rev strat weaker. All right, so you can't be 3 without going 2 first, which it did. Now coming back up through here. And daily outside like that. So we'll see what comes of that. Some downside stuff, EXAS. Well, we can stay on the long side for a second. Something we got. Oh, man. Some of the solars popped up today. JKS. Here, JKS popped up. FSLR. Lesser extent. CSIQ. And CSIQ, I'm sorry, these are monthlies and daily. But if you look at the FSLR monthly, you can see the bigger tries that we really go hunting. Like so. Here. Boom, boom, boom. And this is 80 and this is 20 bucks, right? And we've known about this for a long time. So triangles grow and then there you go, 2, 2 and get. But right now stuck in there. But to start off the week, the solar's a little bit doing all right. Let me see what else. No, not too much. We'll move on. EXAS. EXAS on the week. You got your rev strategy. See if they want to bring her in. Here. The 1, 2, 2. Your goal is to at least take out this 34 or 84.50. So it's only like $1, but we'll see. Sometimes they go more. It's like we just have a target. It doesn't mean you take profits there. You can defend there. You can just be aware of that level. CME and CME inside week and inside day, and it would be going into the lows, but you do have the inside month and downer. You can watch that with your NDAQ, which is not doing much. And ICE maybe, how's that doing? ICE maybe potential 1 bar rev strat month there as well. So you can keep an eye on those together. IFF, as I like to call it, Flavor Flav. IFF, 1 bar rev strat month or puker potential. 3-2 weaker here. It's flirting with that. And then we'd want to use that to come down and take some of this stuff out. Had inside day to the downside today, so we'll see how that goes. Oprah, WTW. And WTW, green on the week, so that would have to change. Unless it's going to try and come back up on the tight inside week. So it either goes 1 bar rev strat weekly, or it's below last month's highs. So we'll see if anything comes of that. John Deere. And John Deere, still inside month. And here, just takes out yesterday's lows. It's slightly green. Doji not doing much. But it is red on the month, which means if you can get that red on the week and the day, you'd be a 3-2 week to the downside. McBurgers. And McBurgers was fighting for life, trying to come back up, testing the monthly opening. Doji on the month, no good. But because it was a 3-week last week and now back into the range in red, it's potential 3-3. If they want to hit this thing and bring her all the way back through this stuff and say, where do you think you're going? Triangle them out and then repuke. If we go to letter I takes the 2. Let me get my pointer. 2, 2, 2 on the day down. Potential 1 bar rev strat monther here. And the week, inside week and down. Hopefully this try grows and you can come ripping through here. And that's what that outside month would look like. Lulu Bell. And Lulu Bell goes weekly shooter and down. So the hopes here is to come down and take this out. You've got them. You're going to be weak enough to come here. Because what you're doing here is potentially changing the month back red. The open's 147.45. And so if we look at this daily, you're going to see this. This is ideally what we do. So we want to look for continuation patterns with full time frame continuity, the downside through here to try and take that out or worse. Alaska Air. Alaska Air goes 2-2 day down, tight range here, which is good. That means potentially middle of try to come ripping through. On the monthly, you would change that back red below 64.17, and you are weekly to rev strategy to try and take this stuff out. You got that. Next would be them. All right, and this is an old 3, so that's an old triangle. You can watch that with the trannies and the rest of the airlines. Cree. RevStrat 122 on the week. Potentially change the month back red at the opens 50.75. And the daily lip puke, which is tight range, just got to make sure it keeps going. Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza does this. You sure things trading broadening formations, Rob? I don't know. Let's take a look. Been watching this one for quite a while. Bam, bam. This is, you know, so one of the frustrating things about when people learn this stuff is understanding when I say it's too tight. It's too tight. Most people who get chopped up will never touch this thing again. Anybody get chopped up here, they're never going to touch this thing again. But then here, when you get the more sizable moves, then you want to be involved. And you get chopped up in here, I'm not going to touch it. Yeah, you do. No, most people who got chopped up in here would never touch it up here. And that's exactly when you want to go after it. Boom. So we'll see if they can get back through there. What it is attempting to do here is change the month back red, which it did. And then anytime it's below last week, that's 2-2 reversal. Below 279.35 is where you would look for full time frame continuity to the downside. IBB tight triangle. All right, we've known about this real tight in the daily. Ding, 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 ding. So we'll see if it starts to grow back down through here. You've got NBIX. NBIX. Monthly is red, albeit inside. Monthly is red, albeit inside. And weekly's inside, week and down. Right? So you've got that time frame continuity going your way. Today had full throttle. So we'll look for any continuations there with full continuity to the downside. BMRN goes inside day down. Red on the month. In the week, continuation risk by going 2-2. You have a little exhaustion risk of this kind of stuff, but we'll see how that lines up with everything else. ESPR. ESPR, in general, not doing much, but potentially it is an outside month rev strat here. So we'll see. It's below last week's lows, and anything below today's lows with full time frame continuity to the downside, maybe you get a little bit more out of that. But for the most part, we want to keep it close and cool, and we stay on a lot of these gappers because that's where we've been living in this environment. Even though the market grinds higher, that the more sizable intraday moves have certainly been from the gaps and staying on earnings and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, so I went a little bit longer than I thought I was going to go tonight, but made some good points, some good levels. Hopefully you understand all that stuff. And other than that, I had a nice blog I put out. I'll put it on Twitter again tomorrow. Hopefully everybody can read that on the scenarios. And join me every day for the halftime show Monday through Thursday at 12:30 Eastern, where I run through the stuff that we're looking through from the morning to going into the afternoon. And for a lot of people who are requesting some things after reading that blog and getting a big attention on what we're doing here, stay tuned for tomorrow. You asked for something, I'm going to give it to you. All right, everybody having a good night. I'm Rob Smith with the Wheels in Motion show here at T3 Live on a Tuesday night.